Ladies and gentlemen, we interrupt your regularly scheduled programming to bring you this special bulletin in the middle of Star Wars Outlaws Early Access. If you paid $100 or more for this interesting package from Ubisoft, well, PlayStation 5 users looks like they got a nice, interesting? I don't think interesting is the right word, but they got a little email from Ubisoft that makes you wonder why on earth anyone would pay for early access. This lovely little article from John F. Trent at That Park Plays. Star Wars Outlaws players instructed to start an entirely new game to prevent issues and progression blockers after new patch. Now, according to reports, this is only affecting PlayStation 5 users, but the fact that it's happening at all makes you look at something like this and go, can it possibly get any worse? And well, ladies and gentlemen, the game's not even at full release yet, and yes, it actually got worse. And I shouldn't laugh. It's not right. Overpaid. People overpaid for this early access for a single-player game. Email from Ubisoft or Massive Entertainment instructs Star Wars Outlaws players to start an entirely new game with brand new save in order to prevent issues and progression blockers. Ex-user Pirate Nation. There's been a few articles done, so it's not just Pirate Nation. Oh, Pirate Nation shared the email. States, to best experience the Outer Rim job, we rolled out a maintenance to make sure everyone is playing the latest version of the game. As one of the players affected who had access to an older version of the game, we are aware you might be encountering some issues after this recent patch. We sincerely apologize for any inconvenience this may have caused. From there, it instructs players to make sure they are playing the latest patched version of the game, version 1. Yada 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 002. It then concludes, once you've confirmed that you have the latest version, please start a new save. I believe, didn't the early access start on the 27th, today being the 28th? So you're looking at a full day. Now you have to imagine the people that are getting that early access that are spending entirely too much, $100, $120 on an early access version of a single player game. Content creators wanting to get their videos out there quick, fast, and in a hurry have sunk 8, 9, 10 hours into this game, only to be told, sorry, we have to patch it, and your save is corrupted. Your save is screwed. How you feeling about that purchase now? If you continue on a prior save, you will unfortunately face issues and progression blockers, i.e., you will not be able to continue on your story. On the Star Wars Outlaws subreddit, this email appeared to be corroborated by Administration Hour 84. The user titled the post, Email from Ubisoft regarding new patch. In the body he wrote, to all those I see stating they are stuck in space after a certain email. This email talked about game progression blockage. Blockage. The whole game is nothing but blockage. They didn't specify, but email said to start a new save file. It also stated that even after downloading the patch, if you're playing in a save file that began under the old update, you couldn't fix this, guys. That you would still get stuck. So in other words, we have to start a brand new game under the newest patch. How can you sit there and pre-order this game after one video after another showed you just how disastrous this was going to be? We had the clues, everyone. They were out there. The videos, the clips, the AI. They were there. But you still pre-ordered the game. You still went through with your purchase. So, although some could empathize with these Star Wars fans, these Star Wars Outlaws fans, well, I don't know if you would be an Ubisoft fan, but you kind of brought this on yourself. So many people out there, after one pre-order debacle after another. Believe me, I remember Cyberpunk. I remember No Man's Sky. I remember Anthem. I suffered through all three of them. So stop pre-ordering games, because we know we're to the point where it's unfortunately expected and unfortunately accepted, way more than it should be, that there will be a day one patch. So just wait. The game's not going anywhere, and more than likely, it'll be cheaper in 2 weeks to maybe a month. Also stated that even after downloading the patch, if you're playing on a save file that began under the old update, that you would still get stuck because they just can't fix it. So in other words, we have to start a brand new game under the newest patch. I know it sucks. It's going to get people to try and refund the game. Don't know how successful they're going to be, considering PlayStation's, well, interesting, unique, well, not unique, PlayStation's return policy on digital games. But I hope this helps. This is only for PS5 players, I believe. And yes, there was a couple articles that have confirmed that it's for PS5 players. In the comments, another user also corroborated the email. Blood Saber Jedi Hunter. So we already know the email's correct. Just got this email this morning. Wish I knew before I played 5 hours. There's going to be a lot of people out there putting in way more than 5 hours. Honestly, this game is testing my patience. I'm sorry, it's your own fault for pre-ordering an Ubisoft games. He later added, not even a mention of compensation. From Ubisoft? Of course not. That's not going to happen. They already got your money. They got your money, and you're going to keep playing the game. You're not going to push for a refund. PlayStation's not going to give you a refund because you've played it. You've downloaded, as far as I know, my understanding, that once you've downloaded the game, you don't have to play it. It's not like Steam where you can play for an hour and a half and then refund it. With PlayStation digital purchases, once you've downloaded it, you are done, good sir. There are no refunds. Later in the thread, he even suggested he might refund the game. I am afraid I have some bad news for you. I'd take some in-game cosmetics or whatever. You're not going to get them. But literally nothing. Nope, you're not going to get it. So don't hold your breath or you're going to fall over. I might just refund since my enthusiasm to play is gone. Well, like I said, I'm afraid I've got some bad news for you. One user in the thread also claimed the patch still blocked players from progressing in the game, so the patch didn't even fix the problem, which appears to be after players leave the planet Toshara and then attempt to return it. I've seen people say they started over and still had the issue. Wow. So a patch to fix a problem where you have to start over doesn't fix the problem. Where are people getting blocked? And I'm 5 hours in and curious if I'll hit the same issue. Of course you will. It seems to happen when trying to leave the planet or land on. Okay. As for what happens in-game, user Shared, this person right here, right there, stated, you do. Tested it by just going to my ship, taking off, and then trying to land again. It physically won't let me, so I need to restart my 7 hours of progress. How are y'all enjoying that 3-day early access to a single-player game? He later elaborated, it triggers any time you go to space, so maybe not just the planet. If you're before the mission false flag, that mission will trigger, so anyone out there actually playing this game, maybe pay attention to this little part. If you're before the mission false flag, that mission will trigger the bug since you're to go to space to a space station, do things, leave, then come back to Toshara. Okay, so it is just Toshara. The game won't let you, no matter how close you get to the planet. Any subsequent space travel, even in free roam without a quest, will also trigger the bug if you're playing on your 1.0 save. Oh, okay, so he's just talking about the 1.0 save, not necessarily the 002 patch. This game-breaking bug should have been caught. Well, you would think something simple as that. You think maybe, after the game went gold and they had no intention of making any changes whatsoever because they were quite happy with their high-quality Star Wars game. Good Lord. And the game never should have shipped or been sold. In fact, Ubisoft CEO Yves Guillemot. Oh, somebody put that in the comment section. I read it earlier today and I already forgot. We're going to go with Yves. Was questioned about the game's quality, whether the company would delay. Well, I just talked about that. Released the game, fixed a number of bugs, said the game has gone gold, so the date was well confirmed, August 13th. No, August 30th or 31st. This is so much fun. What do you make of yet one more catastrophic? Well, would you consider this catastrophic? If you've put in 6, 7, 8 hours of gameplay into this game, and all of a sudden you're told, sorry, you have to start over. Your game's broken. Your save file is broken. It's not exactly the first time something like this has happened in a video game, and everyone's going to have their own response depending on depending on the title, depending on how much fun they've had, how far along they are. So everyone's going to make their own decisions. But, wow, what do you make of Ubisoft requiring players to start an entirely new game to its shipping with a massive bug that prevents players? Yeah, let me know what you think. If you're even going to play this game. Before I leave, is this screenshot real? I am finding it difficult to believe. This looks edited to me like somebody put a Snapchat filter on it. I am kind of curious. I didn't want to use it for a thumbnail because, yeah, this looks like a Snapchat filter. But anyway, are you playing Star Wars Outlaws? Are you going to play it? Are the reports of one bug after another, the stealth bug, the can't go back to the planet bug that apparently has just been discovered by people who got early access and spent 6-7 hours that have been lost on a single player game, early access? Yes, that still bothers me. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Leave a like, leave a dislike, do all those nifty little things us YouTubers beg you to do, and I hope to see you on the next one.